What's happening, guys? Paladin here, and welcome to another stream. I know I haven't streamed for a long time now. Basically, you know what's going on. I've told you before, all these days. Um, let's say these days aren't the best. Uh, I've seen way better days. Anyway, I decided to make a stream tonight, just a short stream, so you guys can have an update, and basically chill and talk for the next let's say an hour or so. I know I haven't been making content for the past days, and honestly, in my latest videos, I wasn't really in the mood. Like, I'll be honest with you, like 100%. But there aren't many stuff I can do right now. Like, generally, I'm not in the mood to make content, like, or do anything. Like, not even go to the gym. Not gonna lie. I try to spend most of my day with my dog that is here with me, sleeping under my desk right now. I haven't been sleeping, like, I won't lie, in like the past 10 days or like 2 weeks. I haven't been sleeping almost at all since the diagnosis of Loki. Now, regarding the channel, I hope I will be back soon. Loki seems to actually been responding to the treatment really well. So if that goes on, I may return. But for now, I really want to spend as much time as I can with him. So as I said, yeah, this is like a short stream to actually update you guys, talk if you want, um, you know, get out of my head, basically. So I'll be here for the next hour. You can tell me whatever you want. I will gladly hear you and make a conversation. Like, not gonna lie, lately I haven't been following the game almost at all. Like, I haven't seen what's going on with the latest sets. I know that a ban list may come out in like December, maybe, I don't know. Some new decks came out. I haven't really seen them for now, so I can't really express an opinion, honestly. I may actually give them a try later on, study them, see what's going on. Um, so if you want to actually discuss or say anything, feel free. As I said, I will be here for the next hour, so don't hesitate to say anything. Also, thank you all for the support you are showing to me right now in all this difficult situation with my dog. I've been receiving many messages from many of you on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, thank you for that. Like, it's been really helpful for me right now. Also, in terms of content, I don't know. I feel like the game is kind of stale right now. Not many, new stuff are coming out. The next main set is like coming in out in January or February. I don't remember. The one that has Ubel in it and all that crap. So I believe that till then, the game will be kind of stale, except if a ban list comes out and actually changes stuff. Like the format, it's been actually the same. And I told you my opinion about the latest ban list. I wasn't really uh, pleased with it, to be honest. Regarding branded, because I know that many of you will ask me about it. Uh, Also, the deck is pretty much the same. There are three variants right now that you can play. First one is the standard branded Despia, either with puppet or not. Second one is Chimera, and the third one it's the BCL Synchro brand variant. I do like all of them. Like I would play all of them, but generally I kind of prefer, let's say, um, the branded SPL one. I always did, honestly. Regardless the weakness that that variant has, with branded fusion and Ash. Uh, Unless something, a big change comes out, personally, I will actually keep um, supporting that variant. I don't know. Chimera is good also, but it has some, let's say, disadvantages that I don't like. And the BCL Synchro, regardless, it's very aggressive, but it's not the variant that it has some drawbacks and, let's say, bad matchups, in my opinion. That's why I basically go with Branded Despia right now, because regardless the opponent, the strategy is pretty much the same. While and it's better at breaking boards, while the other two variants have some weaknesses when it comes to that. So anyway, regarding the channel, as you saw, most of the latest videos were about other decks other than branded, because there's nothing really to update right now in that deck, in my opinion. Like it's pretty much the same, and since it doesn't really get some sort of support or something, I don't believe that the strategy will actually change anytime soon. At least in my opinion, I don't know. So I believe that whoever still plays branded, they don't have much to actually change in their strategies, in my opinion. I see horrors everywhere. I see, most likely engines, and post Age of Overlord, stuff that you also see at locals. Those stuff you basically see online also. Like in my latest videos while testing, it was basically the same decks, like purely rescue ace, stuff like that. Nothing has changed, in my opinion. So that's why I believe that the game is kind of stale right now. Uh, I maybe make a banlist prediction video later on. I don't know, but I don't know if there's much to hit when it comes to actually banning cards. So maybe the two Ishizu cards, that meal, the Agido and Kelbeck, whatever the fuck their name is, um, Calamity probably, and like Fenrir to one and stuff like that. Like a standard prediction in my opinion. There's not much to change right now, unless they decide to make, let's say, a ban list that will actually destroy most of the decks. I don't see the game changing. That's just my opinion. That's why I personally don't really have much content right now anyway to make. And as I see it personally, most of my audience and on this channel is not is not really interested in many decks. Now, regarding the future, when it comes to the channel, I won't lie. The game right now doesn't really excite me. Like, I don't feel, let's say, not in the mood, but not because of what's going on right now in my life. Most likely because of the game generally. Like, originally, I was ready to quit right before Rise of the Duelist came out. So when actually what form, I don't remember exactly what was the format back then, but I was really close to actually quit. Then Dogmaticas came out, and Dogmatica is probably my most, let's say, one of my favorite archetypes. Especially those of you who played, Dark Souls and stuff like that, will get it, will get why. And then I continued playing with Branded and all the other archetypes that actually uh, continued the lore. Right now, there's no deck basically that can actually excite me. I would really like something like an Invoke support because I believe that the deck deserves that. Since like 2017, it's like almost 7 years now. So I believe that they could actually throw in some support for Invoked. I don't expect something for Branded right now because they just stopped giving the deck support. Probably in like 1 year or two, they may be willing to make a season 2 or something, but I don't think that they are going to give the deck some sort of support right now. Except if they actually release stuff, that are fusion based or generic stuff. Other than that, I don't see anything else um, coming out for the deck. While Invoked can actually use some more support cards, in my opinion. Like if you take it from a lower standpoint, like the deck is basically made for Crowley, the real life dude that Konami was inspired from to make Invoked. They could actually make a full deck out of it, not just an engine. And I was surprised that they actually made only an engine out of it. Because if you actually read all the lore and stuff, you can actually find way more, let's say, characters that Konami can turn into cards, in my opinion. So I expect sometime in the future Konami to actually make more cards out of it. Like, I don't know, Crowley's wife or something, or more, gods or spirits or something like that. because they actually can have plenty of content out of it. So that's basically it. I had some questions about the Crusadia deck. Generally, if I don't answer to some comments or messages, I just don't have the time to do so. It's not personal or something, but I try to actually answer as many questions as I can right now. I'm just not able to do that that often with the current circumstances. But generally, as I told you, there's nothing new in the game. Like, I don't like Centurions or the other archetype. There's also another like two archetypes that come out in the next main set, which are the goblins and one other one that's actually ritual based. I don't remember the name right now. There are actually some stuff that can be game changers, but I'm not really interested in them, and I don't really like playing decks, honestly, that don't really excite me. I may, make a video for replays and to show people the best boards or the gameplay or combos and stuff. But if I don't like a deck, I won't play it. I won't buy it. I won't bring it to locals. So the only let's say reason, as I told you, that I played branded in the first place was first of all the artwork. That, in my opinion, one of the best in the game, along with Invoked and Dogmatica, at least for my taste, let's say. Uh, Secondly, the playstyle, because I love fusion decks. I always did. I was never into synchros or links or uh, XYZs or stuff like that. I mostly was about fusion decks. That's why, for those who are following the channel from the start, the channel started, making videos with Invoked and Shadows. Those two were the archetypes that were, let's say, the starters with the channel. Those two and Dark Magician, which I obviously don't play anymore. Then I went with Dogmas, Brandon, and stuff like that. Yeah, what I was saying. First of all, the artwork about Branded, the first thing that got me into it. Secondly, the play style, because as I said, it's a fusion deck that I really like. And third, it's about the lore. The whole battle thing. In my opinion, Konami can actually make, if they are smart enough and they want to milk it a little bit more without making new cards, they can actually make an anime out of it. It has so many cards. Like, if not an anime in terms of episodes, like a series, they can actually make a movie out of it. If they decide to team up with a big studio, they can actually make an anime out of it, a movie or something. But I don't know if they are willing to do that. They can also do that with their World Legacy stuff, but in my opinion, the branded one is the best one for it. That's what I believe, at least. And so yeah, that's pretty much it. I also, like you see here on screen, I used to play Mech Invoked back in the day, basically in MR4. It wasn't that bad because it was basically the only deck that I liked back then, but right now it's not, let's say, as competitive as other variants. So as I told you before, what I see everywhere is like Diablo Star Engine, uh, like Fenris, basically horror stuff. Like, basically most of the top lists right now have, let's say, the same engines and some part of a different archetype, except obviously from decks like Branded and stuff that cannot include those. Generally, that's why I told you that the game, in my opinion, is stale, because it's like the same engines everywhere, the same stuff everywhere. a Spiritual Knight everywhere. That card is insane, I won't lie. Like, it's like, I don't know, $100 or something, but it's insane. It's an insane card. I saw some replays from the recent YCS. I found it kind of boring, I won't lie, but that's mostly about me, to be honest. I didn't really get excited about it. Anything else you want to talk about or discuss? Feel free to comment. As I told you, I'm here for the next hour, so I will gladly discuss anything you want. For those of you that tuned in now, I gave you an update yesterday on Loki. He's doing well right now. He's fucking snoring, actually. He's here under my desk, sleeping. Whenever I actually stay up all night to make videos, replays, and stuff, he's always here under my desk. Always, every fucking night. He doesn't leave unless I leave. And all this situation kind of destroys me mentally every day. But I don't really want to, show it because dogs can actually understand what's going on. So it would actually be really, really bad for him. What else? I don't know. As I told you, ask me anything you want, and I will actually answer. Many people actually, because I saw some comments here for the Dark Magician video, were like, advices and stuff about the deck and why the build wasn't good and stuff. I won't lie, it's not something that I play anymore, so I don't really care. Like, it's not honestly like a tier 3 deck or something. It's for fun right now, so I don't really care about the build. I'll be honest with you. A deck that I really enjoyed playing was Orcast with Horus. Really, really good deck. Castera with Invoked was also a really, really good deck, in my opinion. Like, regardless that Arise Heart is not in the deck anymore, actually leaves room for Mechaba and makes Mechaba a better monster in this because, under Arise Heart you can't really pay the cost for Mechaba's effect, which means that the deck actually now is better with Mechaba than before. Although I played Castera, you know that. Many of you also participated on my live streams on Twitch when I used to play, when Castera, was at full power. Arise Heart was a card I really liked. It was toxic as fuck. It was, it really deserved to get banned, but it was one of my favorite boss monsters. I can't lie on this. And I really, really enjoyed playing the deck when real life and online, while it was at full power. Basically, I played it once they banned Diablosis after that. But it was a really, really easy deck to play. Arise Heart could actually win you the game versus any deck. So it was not a deck that 100% required skill, in my opinion. Like, there aren't many decks right now that I believe that require a lot of skill. Like, one is Branded, the second one is Purely. Purely is not a really an easy deck to play, in my opinion. Like, I believe that it's very tricky and actually needs studying to play it. Branded, as I said, because it has endless combos, different end boards, ways to play around hand traps. It's more complicated. So for those who actually call Branded a brain dead deck, they are fucking wrong, because I believe that the deck is not like resolving Ground Diffusion. It has way more than that. And it's not only about Puppet, obviously. Chimera, as I said, is a deck I really like because it has a ton of space to actually play non-engine stuff. Like you can even play 15 hand traps there, like with triple Fenrir or something. So that's something I really like because while playing Grounded, personally I missed playing decks with 15 or more hand traps. Before Branded, I was actually playing decks that were more, like invoked, with like 15 or 20 hand traps. I really like decks that can actually play that amount of hand traps. I prefer hand traps over board breakers any day, personally. I don't like letting my opponent, make a full board and then, me trying to actually break it. I prefer to actually have the hand traps. Bestial Synchro, I tried it with Horus. I showed you the build. I showed you the best board you can make. I kind of liked it more with Horus than not, because Horus actually can fill your grave with bestial targets. Some stuff also triggered in the graveyard. So I believe that as a deck, it's all gas. Let's say, like people like to call decks in this game. So if I would actually have to play Bestial Brandy right now, I would actually play also Horus in there for reasons mentioned earlier. The channel right now is very quiet, as I told you earlier. There's not really much to update right now. Like all the decks are pretty much the same since last month. We don't even know if a ban list will drop actually. In December, like I won't be surprised if Konami actually pushes the ban list for January or something, before the next main set comes out. I won't be surprised if they do that. They've done it before. One good thing about, let's say, Konami right now was the rarity collection. Many people actually got their cards cheap, like super rare Borons or droplets or stuff like that. So in my opinion, that was basically the best thing that that company has done for the game till now. Like I don't play real life anymore, so I didn't really care about it. But for people that couldn't afford stuff like Baron or Droplet or Prosperities or stuff like that, it was the best fucking thing ever. Like I saw many people around me, people that I know that couldn't afford those cards before. They actually were able to lay their hands on them, and I was very happy about them because with stuff like SP Little Knight or whatever fucking expansion of staples, it's not really easy to keep up with the game, except if you sell a kidney every 3 months. Personally, I don't do that anymore. As I told you, I don't really play real life anymore. It doesn't really excite me personally. Like I don't have the motivation to go to locals. I prefer, either staying on my PC with a cup of coffee, playing online, not necessarily making content, because I used to spend many hours outside of YouTube to play test or let's say have fun. But right now I don't even do that anymore. I'm slowly leaning towards video games mostly, like PS5 and stuff like that. I find it like more fun, not necessarily pay to win games. That's something that has a story, more adventures, let's say. Yu-Gi-Oh is good and all, but I did like mostly the part of the game from like 2013. That's where I started, where rulers and spellbooks were at their prime, till like before MR4 got into the game. That was basically my favorite part of the game. It included many decks like Shadows, especially the Shadow, Burning Abyss, Stellar Knight, Necros format was so good. I was mostly let's say newbie back then, but I really loved those decks. Like especially Necros, I still have a max rarity core somewhere. Shadows was amazing. Later on with Zodiac and stuff, it wasn't that bad. True Drago, when Invoked came out, it wasn't that bad of a format. I really enjoyed it. Like I did play Invoked Windweights back then. Basically, Invoked Windweights True Drago spellbook, like four archetypes in one, full gas. In my opinion, only as Blossom was out back then, in Maximum Crisis, if I'm correct. I really enjoyed that format. Like I didn't really care about Zoo being everywhere. I really enjoyed that variant personally. And then MR4 came out, which I didn't really like at all. Like the only deck I liked back then was Mech Knights. Um, Spirals were actually dominating, if I remember correctly. Then Sky Strikers came out, triple engage. Then you had the Eternal format with Thunder Dragons, Strikers, Salamangreat, and Orcast, which wasn't really a bad format. Like you had four very solid options that were almost equal with each other. So regardless your preference, you still had a chance to top locals, regionals, or anything if you would actually pick one of those four decks. Salamangreat is almost at full power, Strikers also. Orcast never got their Harp Horror back, which in my opinion is kind of stupid because they can actually release it at least at one, and it won't be a game changer, in my opinion. Colossus is debatable, but to be honest, I wouldn't mind. If there is a card, I don't remember its name, that Corridor, Nemesis Corridor, probably, that can activate you can activate in hand, and it actually gives you a free Colossus to any deck. If that gets banned, in my opinion, Colossus can come back. Another card that can come back is also Masterpiece. It's not as strong anymore as people think. Like it's easy to run over right now. Back then, we didn't have many hand traps. We didn't have the board breakers we have right now. That many strong archetypes. At least with Diagram at one, in my opinion, Masterpiece can come to one also. At least they can try it for one list. Bring it back and see how this goes. Because everyone was like, "Hey, don't bring Engage back," but Konami gave Engage back to Strikers, and now it's at two, and the deck doesn't do shit. So in my opinion, if they actually consider bringing back more stuff, they would actually make the game more exciting. But the reason they don't do that because they actually want you to go and buy the new stuff. It's pretty obvious at this point. If they bring back the old cards, like let's say Brilliant Fusion, which I fucking loved with Invoked back then. I don't know how many of you used to play that variant with Brilliant Fusion and Spellbooks and Invoked with a small Striker engine. If actually Konami brings those cards back, you won't go and buy the new shitty decks that they will actually want to sell you. And to be honest, I wouldn't buy them either, as I told you. So, but as I told you, Konami actually controls the game. So, if they don't want to release something, they won't do it. and it's not like Magic that has multiple formats and you can actually compete into them. Uh, it's more exciting. Yu-Gi-Oh doesn't have that, in my opinion. Like, sure, you have custom formats that some shops can make, some stores, but it's not like I've seen stores having their TOSS format, with strikers and the dragon and stuff. But it's mostly like people gathering together to play something that they agree with. It's not official. All right, so that would be actually a good move if they would consider it in the future. There are many stuff that can be changed into this game, but Konami doesn't really care, in my opinion. They just throw you stuff, you go buy them, and that's pretty much it. They don't really care. In my opinion, the reason they didn't hit Branded right now is because the deck doesn't do anything. If Branded would be, let's say, among the tier 1 decks, they would fucking slaughter it. Because they don't want a deck like that gets in the way of, getting the new decks, let's say. So in my opinion, I don't expect Branded to get touched in the future, because I've seen many lists recently on Facebook groups like Zodiac and stuff, and they're fucking hilarious. Like, I see people wanting to ban Albion or limit Branded Fusion, and I'm like, no, this is not a good list, not a good opinion at all. Like, right now there are many other stuff that Konami can hit. They don't really need it. Right now, Branded, in my opinion, the conversation when it comes to Branded and the ban list reminds me when people wanted Alistair at 1 or Meltdown. There were like 3 years or 4 that Invoked was always appearing in YCS's top list, because that's basically what the deck is about, adapting to new formats in a hybrid form, let's say. And people always were like, hey, hit Meltdown, or hey, hit Alistair, or whatever, or limit Invocation. And I was like, this is fucking hilarious. And in the end, they didn't hit it, and they didn't have to, honestly. So, in my opinion, though, that one was a really, really good move. That will happen to Branded. I don't know what will happen when it comes to new support cards, but I believe that Konami won't hit it. They don't have a good reason to hit it, in my opinion. Maybe Puppet, but I could not care less personally. But for example, because I was talking about Orcast earlier, right now that we have Horus, one Harp Horror would be fucking dope in that deck. Really, really good. I would really be. I thought there was a time that I thought about, playtesting, making replays actually about decks at their full power. Let's say full power True Drago versus all the cure and meta decks and stuff. But I didn't really know if people would be interested in that. So I actually put it aside for now. It was actually an idea I had, make playtest decks from the past at their full power against the current ones. It was something I actually considered making. But when I made a poll back then, people weren't really didn't really agree with that. Not really like the cross ban list that Lithium is making. This is would be mostly about decks from the past at their full power versus, let's say, Rescue Ace or Purely or stuff like that. In my eyes, it would be fun, but I don't know about you guys. Generally, in terms of content, I'd either wait for a list or I don't know, probably make some streams or something like that. Right now, I don't really have new stuff to work with, let's say, and I don't really like the Tier 1 with the decks. Like, I wouldn't play either of them. Not purely, not Rescues. I don't like them. In terms of playstyle, I don't really like them at all, to be honest with you. I prefer the branded Soul format. Even, other past formats. This one seems really, really boring. It's, you know, there are many, many decks in the format that can actually top. It has diversity, but it's still boring because you still see the same stuff that you were seeing like 6 months ago, let's say. So I don't know. At least that's what I think. That's what the way I see it personally, from my point of view. Um, so lately, I just made some decks for the sake of it, for the sake of the content. Like the Crossadia one was really fun with the Bestials. I miss Crossadia. Basically, I played the one of the decks that I mostly enjoyed uh, in the MR4 format, let's say, was Crusadia Guard Dragon. I don't know how many of you played that deck, but it was so fucking good with LP, Pisty, and Dagger Pain. So fucking good. I really, really enjoyed that deck. It's probably my favorite, let's say, gas deck. Like, it didn't really need any fucking hand trap. It was full of extenders and standard starters, and the end board was so fucking insane. I would actually play the deck, even nowadays, easily. Then I made a video about the gold sarcophagus of light. It was kind of meh, I won't lie. Like, not really something I would personally play. I made the video basically to play test the new cards. In my opinion, it needs more to actually become competitive. It has some interruptions and negates, but it's maybe good for locals, but not above that. Ritual Dogmatica is the same. I thought about making a Caustera video, but there's no point. In my opinion, there's no point in making that. Right now, the deck is mostly going second, better strategy. Except if you play stuff like Macrocosmos or Fissure, to replace a Rice Heart, but that's pretty much it. I did like the invoked variant though. Like, if you still have the Caustera core that doesn't really work out for you, in my opinion, a mix with invoked would be so much fun. It also has a lot of space for hand traps. It really has a good board going first. So I would actually play that, especially now that Fenrir is still at 3. I would really, really play that personally. You guys haven't really been making any comments, so I don't really know about what to talk about for the rest of the hour that I will be here. Right now, the situation is kind of complicated because Yu-Gi-Oh doesn't really excite me, as I told you uh, before. Wait a sec. Is there a problem with the comment section? Because I don't really see any comments. Oh fuck! There are comments. Now I see them. No, Iceberry, I don't really like them personally. Yeah, Crusadia Dragon Link actually was the deck. It was basically Crusadia got Dragon back then. There was no Dragon Link, but it was such a good deck. Like if you go and see, previous channels that were actually playtesting the deck 4 years ago, 5 years ago, I don't remember. You will actually see um, how strong it was, especially with Agar Pain. But even without Agar Pain, with LP legal, it was so fucking good. How is your best company? Look, he's actually sleeping. He's actually also snoring right now. Uh, he had a long walk. He eats like a lion, like way more than before. Um, I'm actually doing a keto diet on him, like only meat with also supplements and stuff. He's going strong right now, so I'm kind of really proud of him. Yeah, that's correct. Actually, people wanted to hit Masquerade before as well, but right now there's no reason to do that conversation. Edge of Overlord wasn't really bad. Like it introduced two very powerful engines, like the Diablo Star One and the Horus. The Horus is insane, in my opinion. Is way better than the Diablo Star One, but still, as I told you, and I agree with you, MLGO, that the the game is very stale right now, very stale. And I won't lie, like if you want to talk content wise, many channels right now uh, are kind of stale also. Like I told you the other day in the previous stream that there are channels like Yu-Gi-Oh! Tube, for example, that quit. Like especially replay channels struggle a lot with Konami's content because if nothing new comes out, you don't really have stuff to work with. Let's say my channel personally actually skyrocketed because of branded. I, I'm not. I'm very honest with you. So it's kind of natural to not have that high numbers right now because the deck is the same. All right, but it's not only about that. I still feel that the game is very stale. Building my Chimera branded deck. I would actually play three prosperity. In my opinion, three prosperities are kind of good. In my opinion, play the card at three as long as the card is at three. Because I don't see the card staying at three for much longer. I believe that Konami will hit it. If not in the upcoming ban list, probably in the next one. So as long as the card is at three, in my opinion, play it at three, not to play three of them. Thank you, Hamza. Thank you. Two openings, one Oliver is kind of fine, in my opinion. I wouldn't play third opening because you already by playing two openings, one Aluber in Brand Chimera, you risk having two dead openings if you actually open Aluber. And at least because I have a bad luck almost always, uh, I I always draw that one Aluber. Fire Kings, if I'm correct, can actually be played with Dogmatica also. I may be wrong, but I've seen a video somewhere these days. Ice Barrier, I don't see them being, high on the tier list, but they're still good for locals, in my opinion. Also, if I'm correct, a dual terminal pack comes out. I don't remember if it has support cards in there. I know that it has some alternative artworks or stuff, but yeah, and Snake Eyes, yeah, correct. But I hope that they can actually give some love to other decks also. I saw that the Infernoids also get some support. That also works with Diablo Star, if I'm correct. I need to see actually those cards. I haven't seen them. I won't lie. I want to be honest with you. I haven't seen those new Ice Barrier cards. So if they feel like being good, I may also make a video somewhere in the future. Yeah, so I saw the Ritual Beasts one. I saw the Ritual Beasts one. I remember also them back in the day with all the loops and stuff. Cool deck, not really bad deck. I'll take a look actually later, and if they actually feel good, I may give them a shot. I don't know. When actually, Ice Barriers were one of the let's say first decks I had in my possession. Uh, they had really good artworks back then, but they weren't that competitive. Like even with a structure deck or something like that, they got later on. They still didn't get in the competitive scene. But I do like those decks actually getting support because they actually need it. Like when you have a meta deck, for example, and you give it more and more support, in my eyes, it becomes boring. You have something that it's already overpowered, and you are fucking feeding it to become even stronger for no fucking reason. While there are decks out there that really need some support. But in my eyes, Konami basically uh, doesn't care as much. That's what I believe. Yeah, I remember the latest live stream. Listen, I won't lie. Don't expect many stuff from Konami. Like, don't expect them to do or give away prizes that other games are giving away. It may be a competitive game, but the pricing in here is a joke. And many players actually either switch games, they go to fucking Pokemon or whatever, or go to esports or something because they believe that their effort uh, is completely gone. And I believe that that's true because when someone is, let's say, dedicated to something and they want to actually make money out of it, because this is not just a game, let's be honest, it has to do with money. It's not only about buying new stuff, like, it's about the market, the secondary market, all that. This game is about money, 100%. So when this game is about money and you just go give let's say, the YCS champion or world champion 10 fucking boosters or 15, This is a fucking joke. I have, let's say, friends that play on esports or other, games and stuff like that. And when I tell them the prizes in the biggest tournaments in here are like 20 fucking boosters in a fucking bag, they laugh about it. It's not like I told you in the past. Even the best players became content creators, streamers, in order to actually make money out of it, because the game itself doesn't support that. And in my opinion, it won't really support that like ever. Pokemon is actually way cheaper. Like if you want to be competitive, you can be competitive with way less money than Yu-Gi-Oh. And secondly, the prices are fucking insane, and we are talking about money there, not 10 fucking boosters or one booster box. And I told you that if I'm correct, also Konami increased the entry fee for the YCSs and stuff. What's the point in joining for like $40 for 5 more boosters? It's it's hilarious and also pathetic at the same time. Hogwarts Legacy. I saw the game on Switch. It's basically a downgrade when it comes to graphics and stuff. I believe that the PS5 version is way better. But as I saw, it couldn't really compete for the best game of the year. So, and I was actually right about it. I'm not really into that kind of stuff. I never really liked the Harry Potter franchise. I'm more of a Lord of the Rings fan, fantasy with swords and knights and dragons and stuff like that. I was not into sorcery almost ever, personally. I'm more interested in fantasy series or animes or stuff like that. Like if a Lord of the Rings game would come out, like the Hogwarts one, I would fucking buy it instantly. I do prefer those kind of games personally. I believe that they more suit my style. Like Lords of the Fallen, for example. I got the game, I really liked it. I'm like halfway there right now. Haven't finished it yet because of the situation with Loki, but I will continue playing it. And obviously, Elden Ring DLC that everybody is waiting for. Probably till summer, I don't know. I'm waiting for the Game Awards to actually announce something or release a teaser or something. Magic is just a really lazy concept most of the fucking time. When you say magic, you mean the card game or you mean the sorcery and stuff like that? Generally, I wasn't. Honestly, no, almost all of my games, I was more of a swordman. Like, you know, your sword, shield, armor, maybe a horse or stuff like that. Sorcerers, most of the time, were fucking fragile. Like, they would die like in 2 or 3 hits. Where if you are a knight or a warrior, I don't know how many of you play Dark Souls or stuff like that. Personally, I was almost always strength build or quality build. I do prefer that over being a sorcerer. You are comfortable when it comes to hitting your opponents and stuff. But if someone comes near you, you're fucked. You're 100% fucked. If you play PvP or Elden Ring or other stuff, you're fucked. Yeah, Dragon's Dogma 2. Actually, I'm waiting for that. I'm most into FromSoft games generally, like Dark Souls, Bloodborne, Elden Ring, and stuff like that. But I tried Lords of the Fallen right now, which was amazing. I didn't try Lies of P because something tells me that I won't really like it. It was more of a Bloodborne style game, which isn't, uh, let's say, my style. I prefer, dragon swords and stuff like that. But Lords of the Fallen was amazing. It does have some performance issues, even on the PS5. But people that are actually released the game are working on it every day. They are releasing new patches, new content, new stuff. They are really, really fucking working on it, and they are a new studio, a new company. It's their first game. This is the first game, and regardless let's say, of the critics and the negative comments, personally I loved it. But I still haven't finished it because of the situation with the dog. I have played Monster Hunter in the past personally. It wasn't a bad game, but let's say I prefer the darker games. Dark atmosphere, goth style. Let's say something like that. That's why I didn't actually finish it, but I've played it. I've also played Fable in the past. I've also played Skyrim in the past. I've also played Oblivion in the past. I'm generally, you get basically what's my style when it comes to gaming. And I've seen lately a mod that some people are. It's basically fan made. Some people have made that about Skyrim with so much better graphics and combat. I really, really want to try that personally. I'm really tempted. Elder Scrolls also is a really, really good game. A friend of mine actually is trying to convince me to start it. Uh, Seems good. Seems good. Generally, I've played Skyrim and Oblivion, so I pretty much know what's going on. I do enjoy those games. Like, I'm not really into FPS, like first person shooting and stuff. I can't play Fortnite. I fucking hate it. Games like that. I don't really. First of all, those games are like you need company to have fun, which I don't. Uh, and secondly, they're not my style. I prefer challenges, difficult bosses, more. I can't really say major games, but you get what I mean. No, I haven't yet, but if it's good, I may actually give it a try. My problem with Switch is that compared to even the PS4, not even PS5, uh, it feels such a downgrade. Like in my opinion, Nintendo has like three or four games that can actually milk. It's Mario, is Pokemon and Zelda, and maybe one or two more. They aren't really. They don't have the, let's say, the variety that Sony has. Not to mention that Nintendo Switch was it's super expensive for what it actually provides to the customer. Like almost with what the Switch costs right now, you can almost get a PS5. Like, I don't know. That's my opinion, of course. That's nice. Yeah, PC is kind of better, to be honest. PC is kind of better. I wasn't really a portable console guy. I did have a PSP back in the day, but which I really loved playing stuff like Dragon Ball or Tekken or stuff like that. But right now, I haven't seen a good portable console, to be honest. I believe that they don't give you a Nintendo Switch right now on the YCS. They give you a Steam Deck or something like that. But still, it's not enough. You play like 2 days straight for that shit. It's not worth it. It's not worth the effort. It's not worth it. Like go travel to whatever country they are hosting YCS, book a hotel, whatever you want, play 2 whole fucking days, non-stop, and if you are among the top, amongst the top, you may get a Nintendo Switch or 10 boosters. Fuck off. Fuck off. It's that simple. It's a joke. You know that I've been honest since day one here. It's a joke. I don't care about what other people say. It's a fucking joke. In my opinion, try to just enjoy the game, guys. As long as it lasts, try to just enjoy the game, play with friends, go to locals and stuff. Don't really think about prizes because it will actually make you feel worse about playing the game. If you actually go and compare this to Pokemon or other games, you will feel way, way worse. Just play for the fun of it. If you want to be a pro or something, yeah, go be a pro, but which, in my eyes, there are no pros in this game. A pro is actually someone who can live out of the game, who can actually gain that huge amount of money, not 10 boosters or 15 or 20 or whatever. That's a joke. That's not a pro. It's not a profession. It's not a job. You know what I mean? I Streaming is a job. Being a content creator is a job. It can actually feed you. You can actually make money out of it. All right, but playing cards doesn't. When it comes to Yu-Gi-Oh, of course. So in my opinion, better go and play with your friends, play on locals, and just enjoy the game for as long as it lasts. I have a friend that has quit, let's say, going to locals and events. What he does is actually gather like 15 people to his home every fucking Sunday or every 2 weeks, and they are actually hosting a local on their own with a current ban list, of course. Inside a house, they're all friends with each other. They're ordering coffee or food and stuff, and they are actually having fucking fun. They play like 6, 8 hours, but they do have fun. They are actually enjoying the game, and that's about it, in my opinion. If you want to be competitive, Yu-Gi-Oh is not something that can actually feed you. What if you don't have friends only as a pro? You want my opinion? Because I'm always honest. I don't have friends. Maybe it's hard to believe, but I don't have not a single one friend. And when I mean friend, I don't mean someone that you can actually say hello when you're out on the streets. I mean someone that you can actually share the same hobbies, hang out with. I don't have a single one. I'm a fucking introvert. I don't know how you people in America call that. I don't have a single friend, personally. My only friend is my dog. I say it openly. I never had friends. Not even in school or high school or whatever. Never. I just feel that I don't fit in easily with other people. So that's why I play on Age of Pro, like you said. That's why I don't make streams that often. You see, I'm not really used to talking to people. And generally, I'm not the kind of guy that will go out to parties or stores, or I don't like noises and stuff like that. I like, stay at home, uh, have my coffee, have my dog, have my fiance, have my PC or my PS5 and stuff. And like the meme says, it's a peaceful life. You know what I mean? So I actually get what you mean about the Edinburgh and stuff. It's a peaceful life, man. That's how it goes. I'd rather be alone than being surrounded by low life bums. I know it's a hard phrase to say, but I can't be around clowns, man. I can't go mock people. I can't go laugh at people. I don't want to be around people that I don't fit in with. I just don't, and I will never do that. I like going to the gym because I believe that actually taking care of yourself is number one on my list. My personal list is number one because no one is going to take care of you. You can only take care of yourself. That's 100% true. 100% true. All right. It's not about building muscle or showing off to friends or whatever. It's about being healthy. Personally, because I don't really talk openly about this very often, almost at all, I'm a person that has depression since many years now. I am a person that has depression. Like, I'm not ashamed of that. All right. That's why I am an introvert. Also, that's one of the reasons, I guess. So, um, I don't really enjoy stuff that other people do. It's for example, many people go to the gym to go and build muscle and show off and whatever. I don't go to the gym for that. I go to the gym to actually destroy thoughts and feel better. It's more like a therapy to me. It's not about building muscle. I don't give a fuck about that. I don't give a fuck to go and show off my muscles or whatever. The first thing is to actually be feel better when it comes to your health. Second thing, to actually destroy negative thoughts. Third thing, to actually make yourself turn into a weapon. For example, I've done martial arts in the past, boxing and MMA and stuff like that. So in other words, I'm trained. I don't care if I have big triceps or whatever than anyone else. I want to be able to defend myself and my family. That's the important thing. Going outside or in the beach in the summer and showing off your abs, that's fucking pointless in my eyes. In my eyes, at least. And one more important thing about the gym and all this stuff, it's motivating others. If you can actually motivate even one person to go to the gym, get their asses off the chair and go to the gym, you have fucking succeeded 100%. And right now, I'm saying things to you that I haven't said to anyone, ever. That's, in my opinion, what most of the people don't get. What does mog mean? My English is not that good, so I don't really know what that word means. I would appreciate if you actually can translate it to me. So, like I said, it's about mostly what you're doing in your regular life. The games are there, Yu-Gi-Oh is there, but if you don't take care of yourself, this will not last that long as you think. And you know, you don't have to be like me or whatever. You have to be yourself, be unique. If you try to copy others, that's number one mistake, in my opinion. You always have to be yourself when it comes to gaming or whatever. Personally, I appreciate the people that are unique, that don't try to copy others, that they are themselves, well, no matter what. Let me tell you something, because I now get what you're saying about the flexing and stuff. And this is something I've learned, but I don't do. And you basically don't have to do it. When you walk into a room, all right, let's say you walk into a cafeteria or whatever, and you're fucking jacked, you're trained, you're ripped, you're whatever you want. That's a fucking message to all the people in that room without you saying a fucking word. You don't have to say shit. Just the fact that you're jacked or trained or whatever says a lot without you having to say a word. So you don't really have to talk. You just walk around them. And it's not about flexing. You don't even have to take your shirt off. You don't have to. It's a fucking message without saying a word. I got my fiance like 10 years ago. Some days ago we had our 10th anniversary actually, since we've been together. But we didn't actually celebrate at all because both of us right now are in a really, really bad mental situation, because of our dog, because we do love him a lot. Um, it wasn't easy for her to actually approach me because, as I said, I'm not a person that you can easily approach. Like, for example, I go to the gym 1 hour per day, 1 hour and a half, but I go there, I do my exercises, and I get straight out of it. I don't stay, I don't look at my phone, I don't chat. So I see everything as, let's say, part of a schedule, something that has to be done with no interference. So my fiance actually approached me, and I actually saw that was a decent person. We had some same interests back then, like 10 years ago. We were watching anime. She was a gamer, so that's how it began. But generally, one thing I can tell you for sure is that if I see someone without even having to talk to them, I know if they're decent or not. I know if they are lying or not. It's very easy for me. I don't know how the fuck I do it, but whenever I was in a job as a new person, let's say a new the new guy in a job, all right. I knew straight away from their fucking faces who was original, who was the liar, who was the fucking bum that I needed to ignore. I always had that. I don't know how the fuck, but I always had that. And I'm a person that I won't stay and argue with others. I will just walk away. I won't. I don't spend a single fucking second arguing with anyone. 2 and 2 equals 4. Yes, equals 10, 20, 30. I don't give a fuck. This t-shirt is white. Yes, it's fucking white. I don't give a fuck. If your opinion doesn't affect me, but affecting me like for real, I don't give a fuck about your opinion. It's that simple. Like, it's not the best, all right, and it's not about showing off, but I know when someone is real and when someone is not. So when I met my fiance back then, I knew she was real. I knew that. That's how I actually, let's say, separate people in my mind. I know when someone is real. I know where someone is lying, or when someone actually wants something from me, and that's the only reason they're talking to me. Oh. Bro is so alpha, he made the gym bunny come to him. Now, Ubella, I don't think that Ubella actually is a good archetype right now. I don't know if they will give it more cards, but with the cards it has now, it's not good. I'll be honest with you. But yeah, about what we were saying before, um, that's how I am. I'm a person that um, I'm an introvert. I only care about stuff that have to do with me. I don't seek for friends. I don't seek for new people to be around. I don't actually. I'm not a social person. I'd rather stay at home with a cup of coffee. If it's raining outside, even better. Going to the gym, have my fiance and my dog. All the rest is like pointless to me. That's why you don't see me make more streams and stuff. I'm not used to chatting, and that's basically the big problem I have as a content creator. Because I want to become a big content creator, but I don't want to be a clown. And I know that most of the people that have succeeded in all this are fucking fake, are fucking clowns, are people that would stab you on your back without a second thought. 100%. 100%. And it's not about Yu-Gi-Oh! Also. Watch all the big creators right now. They are all fucking clowns. And I don't want to be that. I want to be original. I want to stream and actually be myself. You know. I don't really want to go and be fake so you people can like me, can subscribe to me. Like, you don't like me, don't subscribe. You don't like me, don't watch me. If you hate me and you are still watching, I have bad news for you, because that means that you're still a fan. You know what I mean? All this whole, being a content creator, social media bullshit, TikTok and stuff, it's full of fake people. All those people, if you go and make a conversation with them, you can, if you are a savage, you can fucking humiliate them in a fucking conversation. Easily. Very, very easily. Because they're fucking fake. All their lives. They're fucking fake. Sam Sulek, because I know him, I know what the guy you're talking about, is very fucking real, alright? He's not the poser guy that tries to influence other people, the clown, let's say. It's actually the guy that is, let's say, themselves, and is original. He actually tries to teach people, because I know the guy and I know how the hell he ended up being a bodybuilder. All this was caused by a breakup. A girl dumped him, and then he became a monster. You know what I mean, monster. So Sam is one of the few people that is actually an influencer, but not in a bad way. Yeah, I know that YouTuber you are referring to. Honestly, I know him, and I know that I know that he's real, because I've seen him. I see the way he talks. He's not afraid to say his opinion openly, and basically that's what made him successful in this. 100%. I know that when you're fake, you will be very successful. It's number one lesson if you want to succeed on social media. You have to be fake. Go on Instagram, alright, and watch all those people posing on expensive cars or houses or whatever. They're not rich. Most of them are not rich. They pretend to be. And their fucking character is weak as fuck. In my opinion, where you are trying to portray, to show something that is not real, you're fucking insecure 100%. It's fucking insecurity. It doesn't have to do with being successful. It's you trying to show something that is fake. That's what I'm telling you, that if you go and make a conversation with those guys, you can fucking destroy them. If you are real, you can fucking destroy them and expose them. 100%. It works short term, but that short term is actually enough for them to get the big bag, if you want me to be honest. None of them will, no content creator will be on top forever. Unless you are Mr. Beast or whatever, you won't be on top forever. You can't be on top forever, because you will get that big bag and you will walk out in the sunset. You don't care about what people think. In my opinion, if you're original, you will last. You can last, actually. But thing is that being original doesn't sell. It doesn't sell. Like, let me be honest with you. like 100%. I believe that my content, when it comes to replays, is way better than other replay channels, but I don't have as many subs. Or not only replays, general content, let's say. The reason I don't have that many subs is because I'm not fake. And I'm okay with that. I'm not seeking for attention or someone to follow me because Paladin is funny. No, I don't want to be funny. I want to have real conversations. I want to be real. And if I can actually influence 5 or 10 people in a good way, that's success for me. I don't want to actually come here. I saw you. Let me give you an example, a fast example. I saw a fucking bum of a YouTuber, not you YouTuber. His dog died these days, and he make like 5 videos about it, grieving. Motherfucker, your dog died. You don't make content about it. All right, make one video like 1, 2, or 2 minutes, saying one rest in peace or something. You don't fucking milk it. That proves to me that you're a fucking piece of shit. You either grieve or you don't. Milking the death of a pet, not even a human, makes you a fucking piece of shit. 100%. I don't care how many subs you have, how many views you have. You're a fucking low life bum. 100%. I don't remember which YouTuber was that. It's very known. But I saw that his dog died and he actually milked that with 10 or 20 minute videos. Like, go fuck yourself, man. Seriously. I mean, if you think about it, how many people that are fake? No. I actually don't express it the right way. If you think about it, about, let's say, the top 10 of creators right now, or biggest streamers right now. I don't have to say names. And I'm not talking about Yu-Gi-Oh! Let's say, generally. If you go and see how many of those successful streamers, let's say the top 10 right now. Alright, let's say the top 10 right now. I can guarantee you that 9 out of 10 of them are fake. The only, in terms of streaming, let's say, alright, I haven't seen many being actually themselves. You know who actually was himself? There's one streamer that's not alive anymore. He's dead. I won't say what happened. Many of you know. There was a streamer that died 4 years ago, if I'm correct, in Japan. It was huge. I'm talking about Rekful. Rekful, in my opinion, was the most original character when it comes to streaming. He was huge, but he was original. After him, you only see clowns. Only clowns or girls that get into gaming or streaming because they want later on to promote their OnlyFans. Because let's be honest, and I'm supporting this opinion 100%, most of the girls that get into gaming do it just to promote later on their OnlyFans. It's very easy to see if if a girl is good at gaming, if she has skills, because I've seen actually streamers that have skills in gaming, and I've seen others that do it the wrong way, and you see them 1 or 2 months later advertising other stuff. It's very easy. But like I said, if you name the 10 best streamers right now, two at best are original, and not completely original. All the others are fake. So when it comes to statistics, that's 100% true. 100% true. Like one streamer that's actually kind of, let's say, original, but not 100%, is Esmond Gold, for example. It's not the clown that tries to get views by other ways, but still, it's not 100% original in my opinion. And that's what's going on with social media. If you're original, you won't get the attention. In order to get the attention, you must be fake. That's my opinion. And if you actually think about it when it comes to Yu-Gi-Oh, you get what I mean. I'm not saying names. I don't want to say any names, generally. I'm not that kind of guy. But you actually get what I mean. Well, because this also exists in Yu-Gi-Oh. You see people not being themselves because of the clicks, or the views, or the subs. I don't want to be like that. If I can actually climb up the ladder while being original, I will be 100% happy about it. But I don't want to be someone that I'm not. And I actually advise you to do the same. Be original in your lives. Don't be like others that want to chase fame, money, and stuff, and actually sell their souls. Don't be like that. In Yu-Gi-Oh, there are some streamers indeed that are good on that part. Being fake. You know them. I don't have to actually name any of them. And I'm not really willing to start a beef or anything. You yourselves know that. For example, in my case, I don't believe that I fit when it comes to Yu-Gi-Oh. I don't believe that I'm the kind of content creator that will gather people by being honest. Like, I've seen that being more successful in gaming. Like, I've seen gamers, for example, being not clones, being themselves, and actually succeed. In Yu-Gi-Oh, it's very, very rare. It's very, very rare. Yeah, that's true actually. Many Yu-Gi tubers are sucking Konami's dick for free product and promo and shit like that. I won't do that. I've called them out many, many times for their actions. And I told you that I'm not afraid even to get banned. I could not care less. I don't care. I don't care. I never did, actually. Like, even in my jobs, I always stood up when something was wrong. I am not the kind of person that will actually tolerate bullshit. I'm not, and I will never be. And I don't care if I get cancelled also. Don't be like that. That's my personal advice. I don't know for how long I will be a creator, but don't be like that. That's my best advice. The best advice I can give you. Don't be like that. You can also call out others for being fake. Drama always brings clicks. You see, I find that really cheap way to actually gather clicks. I'm not the kind of person that wants to get involved into dramas and beefs and stuff like that. I believe that if you are like 15-year-old, yeah, go fucking do it. You're still a kid. But when you are like almost 29, like I am, I'm too old for this shit, man. I'm too old for this shit. Like I won't start a beef with anyone unless I don't care if they insult me, for example. It doesn't affect me. And to say it like in a phrase, if you want to hear it, a lion never cares about the opinion of the sheep, and should never care. You know what I mean? If you know your shit, if in here you're good, you have confidence, you believe in what you are, no fucking human being can touch you, especially with words. Ignoring them, though, damages them the most because they are seeking for attention when they do that, especially when they do that behind your back. I told you, it's a peaceful life. I know my shit. I know what to do. I know my schedule. I don't have to deal with fake people. And I don't want to, also. I want to have people to have, that can have real conversations with. Like, I'm almost 29 years old. I haven't missed not having a friend at all. At all. Even before I got my fiance. At all. I didn't care. Because when you rely only on yourself and not on others, that's where you actually become stronger. That's when you actually become able to get out of any situation by not relying on others. I won't lie, I have a really, really big story behind me. I don't really want to say it here, but I do have a really, really big story behind me. And difficulties generally in life made me think that way. Because being soft is not an option. And I don't have a backup. I am the backup. And that actually made me this way. Because I never had a backup. And I never had in my mind anything that could be a backup. If I do it myself, that's fine. If I don't, I'm screwed. I'm really lucky that I have my fiance though, because it's not easy to find a partner that actually understands you, loves you and stuff. I'm really lucky on that part. So the reason why I'm still on my feet, let's say, is her. 100%. It's not my parents, it's not anyone. It's 100% her. And the reason I was actually that sad these days about my dog is because my dog is my only friend. When no one was there, except my fiance, my dog was there. He didn't give a fuck if I had money, if I would have anything. He was always there. That's why I am completely destroyed right now mentally when it comes to that part. Because if it would be about anything else, I wouldn't give a fuck. I am the person that doesn't give a fuck. But when it comes to that part, it fucking hurts. Because of that specific reason. So all of you, or whoever, has a pet, go hug them. They're your best friends. They don't care about you having money, about you having fancy clothes or whatever. They care about you and only. They will always be your best friends, no matter what. This is basically why I'm feeling like shit right now, these days. I haven't slept for 2 weeks now. In the first 10 days, I wasn't eating almost at all. I wouldn't do that in any other situation. Only for this. That's why I'm telling you. Be real, be original. And love those who deserve it. Don't waste your time with people that don't. You'll do yourself the biggest favor. Mark my words. This is maybe the first stream I'm actually opening to you guys on personal level. I don't do that. I never do that to anyone. But I believe that it's the best kind of advice I can give you. Teaching you about the game, about combos, about stuff like that, it's easy. But they won't help you in your life. Because Yu-Gi-Oh! Won't be out there forever. Once this game is done, what you will do then? That's what I'm telling you. Learn how to be strong. And I don't mean by the gym. Here. Here is the number one part that you need to strengthen, then all the others. Hey Phoenix, what's up? Yeah, Branded is kind of slow right now, I won't lie. I play Branded, alright. I'm one of the guys that tries to influence others when it comes to branded. When it comes to combos, I'm trying to teach you some stuff. But when branded isn't in the top 5, I will fucking say it to you. Honestly. Right now, branded is not in the top 5. It's not. Just not. The format is diverse, but branded is kind of. It has many disadvantages that have to be addressed. So I'm honest with you. Right now, branded is not the best option. If you want to top a big event, like a YCS, for example. I'm completely honest with you. I'm not trying to, influence you in a bad way. I gain nothing from this conversation. I just, feel like uh, people that follow me on this channel need to actually know who they are following. I could actually make only replays and no streams and not even talk to you. I don't like that though. You don't deserve that. Because I believe that you choose who you want to follow actually and why you want to follow them. That's what I said before. If someone doesn't follow me or wants to unsubscribe, feel free. I'll keep going. I don't rely on that. And I'm not gonna be fake. If I can, though, influence you in a good way, that's a big win for me. A person once said that to me specifically, that I may be better starting a podcast, uh, talking with people or motivating them, but I am not that social, unfortunately. I will never stop being real. I don't care. I won't. And I'm never shutting my mouth if I have to say something straight to you. I don't care about the cost. I don't care. I believe that when you are following someone, you actually have to, you know, get some things from them, not only the content. But anyway, I thought about mixing branded with Ubel when Ubel actually the Ubel support was announced, but and I really tried to make a build, but it didn't work. And I didn't want to actually show to you a build that would be crap because it needed a normal summon first of all. Secondly, outside of the whole super poly situation, it didn't really offer that much to branded. It wouldn't actually uh, be in the top 3 variants. Like, better play Branded Dogmatica than Branded Dogmatica with Uber. You can use that space to actually play extenders or hand traps or something like that. I tried it. Trust me, I tried it. I could not make a really good build out of it. I remember one of my friends at one point. As I told you, most of the people are two-faced. That's how the whole marketing situation works. You have to show to the people what they want to see. It's pretty simple. If you would be actually between Brandy Dogmatica Ubel and Brandy Dogmatica, better play Brandy Dogmatica, in my opinion. You know, the classic Brandy Despia with another servant in it. If you want to play Maximus for the puppet lock, just do it. I'm not a fan, but you can actually play it. Why not? Ubel doesn't offer much of the deck, in my opinion. It's mostly dead space. Just if you want to have the super poly effect, just play 3 super polys. There's no no reason to throw in bricks. Oh hey Persephone, what's up? We were having like a good motivational conversation for like 2 hours now. Considering building a branded Shadow Invoke deck. You can actually play an invoke Dogmatica branded with the season package. No need to actually throw in Shadow monsters, in my opinion, because eventually you will actually need hand traps. You won't be able to keep up with the meta decks if you don't play interruptions. Going second, going first, it does make a really good board, but going second, it will have problem. That was my main problem with branded in general. Like if I would have to actually mention a problem I had with the deck, is that the deck has a really big engine. All right, which means you don't have the space to play plenty of hand traps. That's a good thing that Chimera has, the Chimera branded variant, because you have space for tons of non-engine, while the normal branded doesn't. And if you are in a format that the top decks actually can make a board that you cannot break, you have to play hand traps. And if a deck cannot support that, then it's not a good choice in that format. That's why I always loved Invoked. In whatever variant I throw that engine in, I had tons of space for hand traps, regardless the variant. Branded doesn't have that, and basically it was the only thing I've missed those 3 years that I played branded, not having enough space for hand traps. You can actually side the Shadow Fusion if you want. You can do that. You can side it with, let's say, 1 Ariel and 1 Dragon. But all of them together would actually be somehow, because let's say that you play Shadow Fusion, alright. If you don't play enough Shadow monsters, which in my opinion are considered bricks, you won't have. It may actually be dead going first many times. That's why I believe that the season package is better, because with one other servant you have the winder you need, or the construct. While with Shadow Fusion the build will become more crowded and maybe more bricky. That's what I think, at least, because I've tried all these variants. You've seen the videos on this channel. I've covered all these variants. I've played them over the years, so I basically know, let's say, the disadvantages. Yeah, it's a brick. Ariel can actually help many times, but you won't always have a monster, a Shadow monster in hand with Shadow Fusion. In my opinion, the Dogmatica package gives you an very easy access to Winda. It would be a way better option. That's what I believe. Yeah, exactly. If only Shadow got support into dual terminal pack, I wish for that. And I expect Konami to actually give them something. I don't know if they will, but I believe that this archetype deserves more love. Necros also, because Necros is beautiful, man. It's not the type of deck that I would play. I'm not really into rituals that much, but it's fucking beautiful. And the whole rivalry, let's say in the format between Shadow and Necros was amazing. Maybe one of the best formats in the game, in my opinion. One of the best formats in the game. You also had Burning Abyss back then, if I'm correct, and Tellar Knights. In my opinion, those were the days. That time was the prime of the game, let's say. That's what I believe. That those formats were amazing. Amazing. New Despia support when? I have no idea. Uh, I have no idea even if they would actually make a season 2 or something. I wish they will, honestly, but I don't think that they will actually rush it. I believe that if they are about to release a season 2 or something, it will be like in 2 years from now. It's way too early to actually give the deck something. And as I saw in the next main set, after Phantom Nightmare, there are no Despia cards in there. Because you remember the Aluber trap that came out, that was announced in the OCG. The next set doesn't seem to have any Despia cards, which means that they don't have in mind anything that can actually, mean that they will give cards to Despia. But they indeed have hinted that they will may release a season 2, let's say, in the future. If we get if we do get Alba's support eventually, I don't think it will fit in the branded archetype. I mean, um, probably yeah. I'll Let me tell you this: the bestial branded synchro variant. If you take a look at it, it's basically Team Aluber. Basically, it's a Maluber. You know, all the bestial. It's basically the let's say the evil side of the lore. That's why I loved this variant along with Branded Despia. And that's why I don't think that Chimera is basically a branded deck. It's mostly Chimera with a little support from branded. I don't consider it basically a branded variant that much. I believe that it's mostly Chimera that does the job. So as I what I was saying, the Bestial variant, Bestial Synchro, I love that because it has Cartesia, Quem, Bestials, Bestial Aluber. So let's say over the evil side of things. That's what I love about that. While the branded Despia, it's more about Albas with the fusion and stuff. So if you actually want to separate the lore into different decks, Bestial branded Synchro and branded Despia are kind of let's say the two the two decks with the rivalry between them. To be honest, I really liked how all this started, like with the Dogmaticas and Maximus. That's what actually kept me into the game. As I told you in the start of the stream, back then I was ready to actually quit. Before the Rise of the Duelist came out, I was ready to quit. If I'm correct, the last deck I played back then was Invoke Shadows, after the Spiral format. I may be wrong, I don't remember exactly. I was super bored and I was like, alright, I quit right now. The channel was too small back then, so I wasn't really motivated. And after a few days, Rise of the Duelist spoilers for the OCG were announced, and I see fucking Dogmaticas, and I see fucking knights slash spellcasters, and I saw a priest into Maximus and dragons and stuff, and I was like, all right, Konami right now took some stuff from Dark Souls and threw it into the game, so this is hype, and this is basically what kept me into the game. This channel wouldn't exist if Rise of the Duelist wouldn't be out. This wouldn't exist 100%. And when I saw Dogmaticas, I fucking loved all the hype and how all the things started and stuff. Even Tri-Brigade wasn't a bad archetype in my eyes, although I don't really like Lynx. And after Aluber was introduced and Despias and all the dark side and stuff, I was alright, I'm staying into the game. I want to play this shit. And this was basically the reason I stayed in the game. I believe that if Konami decides to actually release new support, will probably be more stuff about Aluber. I don't know. I would love actually to see a fusion that would require, for example, Aluber as material. Like, Mirror Jade requires Albaz. I would like a fusion that requires Aluber, for example. How dope would that be? But his own fusion with something else, I don't care. Not Alba Lenats, of course. Basically, that was the original theory that because when Dogmatica came out, Invoke Dogmatica in the OCG was fucking fire, was topping like crazy, and I saw the playstyle and how it worked with Invoked, and that was basically the reason I stayed in the game, because it has synergy with Invoked. And I remember those days because I spent endless hours playtesting the deck on Edo Pro. Endless fucking hours. And then also Dragoon came out in the TCG, which was also used in the OCG recipes. And I played that also. I remember joining a tournament back then. I went like 5 or 6-0 with that deck specifically. And I was like, alright, this is my deck. This is hype. I can't quit now. And that's how it actually went. It was basically the Dogmaticas being Invoke support and the synergy and all that. I still have my core Max Rarity. I haven't sold it. I still have that specific deck. In my opinion, I would be surprised if they would actually release, let's say, a link for the whole Despia Bestial archetype, but I wouldn't be surprised that much because if you remember, when for the Alistair part on Invoked, they made Invoker of Madness, so Alistair into a link later on, and Invoked was a pure fusion engine. So I wouldn't be surprised if they would actually do that with Aluber, for example, like making a link that would add something in hand. But the problem here is that links actually lock you out of fusion summoning, so I wouldn't really know how that would work. Maybe a link that fusion summons would actually be more interesting, like an Aluber form as a link that would actually fusion summon. It would actually be dope. But a badass artwork like the Invoker of Madness, it would be so good. I would kill to actually see a card like that. Yeah, brand fusion on a link. Imagine if you could actually summon a link uh, that would have the same effect. I would imagine that the artwork on that would be fucking godly, and that could actually fix the problem of the deck. Also, I would fucking love it. Like a corrupted, let's say, Aluber form, not Lubellion because Lubellion is Aluber, but let's say, or an alternative artwork. I wouldn't really have a problem with that. But something that would help Despia, like they gave you, the trap to make synchros on your opponent's turn, the continuous one. I would actually love to see a link uh, having a fusion effect. Yeah, Fire King Dogma is indeed working. Is not bad. But honestly, I wasn't. I was never into those kind of archetypes. Not gonna lie. I didn't really like them that much. No offense, of course. Like personally, I when if an archetype, if a deck doesn't have an artwork that I don't like, I won't play it. I don't care how good is it. I won't care if it's tier zero. I won't play it if the artwork is not good. It's not something that I'd be happy to play. I played Branded, I played Invoked, I played all these archetypes because they were fucking badass in my eyes. I won't go and play Rescue Ace because I find them ugly. They don't suit my style. They are not what I like, let's say, to see. All right. So, unless Konami releases a deck that is super badass or something, um, I don't see myself playing something new. I mean, yeah, no offense. Like, I may say the same thing about any deck that it looks ugly, but it's my opinion. It's like what I believe. Someone else may find them beautiful, or some people, for example, find the branded cards ugly. It's not their style. It's understandable. I respect that. But in my eyes, they're fucking badass. Like when it comes to dragons and stuff like that, and dark goth style of monsters, count me in 100%. And honestly, the reason I got into Invoked was the dark real life lore the deck had. Aside from the whole artwork, which I love, especially Alistair is my favorite card in the game. Like till this day, is my favorite card in the game. It was the whole dark lore that the deck had. Like for those of you who don't know, Invoked is based on a real life magician, that occultist and whatever, that was living many years ago. It was a British one, Crowley. Those of you know how this goes. It's pretty dark background, but it was basically what actually made me play the deck. And another reason is because Alistair basically is related to my name. For those of you who don't know, Alistair comes from the name from ancient Greece, the name Alexandros, which is my name. Uh, and Aleister was basically found, let's say, from the Scottish back then. It has a really good background. You can Google it. Those were the two reasons I played the deck, along with the artwork, of course. So, in my opinion, uh, lore matters, and the artwork matters for me when it comes to playing certain decks. Like the whole lore with Despia stuff, I fucking loved it because as I said earlier, I love fantasy lores, dragons, swords, knights, all that stuff. I'm a huge Dark Souls fan. I've told you that before. Honestly, listen, I don't really blame the players that choose to actually play the best deck in every format. If they want to win, that's the best strategy. Not gonna lie, but I'm not that kind of player. Like if as I told you, if an artwork doesn't suit me or that I don't like it, I won't play it. I won't play it. I don't care if it's tier zero. I don't give a fuck. I won't play it. It's like giving me a T-shirt to wear that I don't like. I won't wear it. I'd rather go and walk outside fucking naked than wear stuff that I don't like. Yeah, I've seen the whole Alba slower. I've seen it. Yeah, that as I told you earlier, it can actually become. They can actually turn it into an anime or at least a movie, animated movie, very easily. If Konami would want that, they would actually make a lot of money out of it. But I doubt that they will. It would be fucking insane. Even as an RPG video game, it would be fucking insane. Like imagine role playing Albaz and turn your fucking self into a Mirror Jade into an RPG. Like imagine that. How good would that be? Imagine just role playing as an Albert and Albaz and turning yourself into whatever you want. Because I fucking love that concept. I always did. Hey Ricardo, what's up? I actually live in Athens, so in mainland. But I had friends friends, people I know in Zakynthos, so I know the island. Yeah, it would be so fucking cool, like being in an RPG and role playing like Albos, for example, and having to fight. Your first boss would be Maximus, actually. Like for those of you that played Dark Souls before, it's like Dark Souls 3 when you enter the Pontiff Sullivan church and you fight him in Dark Souls 3. That's the fucking concept I would have it in my mind, like that. Enter a church, like fighting, let's say Fleur de Lis as let's say first boss, and then enter fighting the rest of the Dogmaticas as mobs, and then enter the main boss into Maximus. The next area with the Despia and all that stuff, it would be so fucking good. So fucking good. Like, believe me, if you would play role play like Albos. And in the way, you would actually, can get some abilities or weapons or even outfits. It would be so good. It's exactly the Dark Souls concept. Like, I have it in my mind like that specifically. Starting like an Albos, and after that, because the lore has many areas. It will be so fucking good. I would fucking kill to play that. Yeah, it would be. I told you. That's why basically I love all this shit because I'm a huge Dark Souls fan. Most of the people that play Dark Souls know what I mean. Know what I mean. Especially Dark Souls 3. All this game, there's regarding Fleur de Lis, there's a boss in Dark Souls 2. It's called Pursuer. If you want to Google it, it really, really reminds me of Fleur de Lis. I wouldn't be surprised if they would take actually that the whole armor thing out of it, if it would actually inspire them. Maximus also like Pontiff, the whole area of Dogmatica city, let's say whatever it is, kingdom, actually reminds me of Enor Londo from Dark Souls 1. Like, there are so many stuff that Konami could actually copy from there. So many stuff. For real. That's why I believe that they could also make it as an RPG. It will be so dope. Like, NG, new game, play like Albas. And in NG Plus, you could actually take also Aluber. Like, start the whole game as Aluber, for example. With all the with the abilities and stuff, because if you remember those games like Dark Souls, Elden Ring and stuff like that, when you beat the bosses, you actually can take their weapons, abilities, or even outfits. And for example, in NG Plus, you could actually start as Aluber. Let's say it would be so fucking dope, so fucking dope. But I doubt that they have actually they have it in mind, because the easiest thing to do right now with it is make an animated movie. The easiest thing to do, or a small anime with like 12 episodes, like the seasonal animes that come out these days that have 12 or 13 episodes. It would be so good, but I doubt that they want to do that. They don't really care. I have to actually play test way more with Centurion, because I haven't, with all this stuff going on right now. I have to take a look at the archetype and even make a video about them. I know that they are synchro. I know that they have access to Calamity. Um, but I don't know if Konami would actually leave Calamity. In my opinion, it should get banned, but I don't know if they would actually do that. But it deserves to get banned, regardless if it's his play or not. It's an FTK, and Centurion has access to it. So yeah, that's why I believe that Chimera has an advantage, because they can play hand traps. If you play Brandy Despia without any hand traps, and you go second against decks that have that kind of lock, you're screwed. And if you go second on game one, why would you give away the game to your opponent like that? It's not like the Castera format. Like you could play a branded fusion on Summon Dragoon and break the board. These decks right now are no joke. They can actually summon a shitload of stuff and make a really really good board. Without hand traps, I don't know how easy it is to break those boards. And you won't always draw a super poly. You won't always draw super poly. You can't rely only on that. As I told you, you won't always draw super poorly. If you don't, you just lost. I saw a runic branded. When it comes to resources, I saw a guy, if I'm correct, he actually won a regional. When it comes to that variant, in terms of resources, it's pretty dope, especially with the draws that Runic offers. But I fucking hate the fact that you cannot OTK because you lose the battle phase because of the Runics. And that's something I don't really like in any deck. It has a really, really good grind game, but the fact that it cannot OTK actually concerns me. Other than that, it's solid. It's solid. It's not bad. Dragon Link is Dragon Link, regardless the hits. It's still a really, really good deck. There are, you can also play the other variant with the resonators, which is really strong. It topped the previous YCS, not this one, the other one before that. I really liked it, honestly. No, they won't hit Crimson Dragon. If you have to hit something, kill the fucking Calamity. It has no. There's no doubt about that. There's no doubt about that. I mean, listen, people will always cry about cards. As I told you earlier in the stream, people cried for Invoked for like 3 or 4 years. For those of you who remember, every ban list, people want it Alistair limit, want it Meltdown limited also. They cried about it. Konami didn't do that. And in the end, they were right. When it comes to ban list, there are two ways, let's say. The first one is we ban cards so we can sell the next ones. Or we don't ban cards because we know that eventually they will get power crept. Those are the two parts of a ban list. We ban stuff because we want to sell the next broken ones. Or we don't ban something because we will get power crept. Look at look at branded. Like A name said. Why would anyone cry about branded right now? Why? There are so many good decks right now out there, better than branded. Yeah, and Saint was never on the radar. Once he started topping, people were crying. There will always be crybabies in gaming and competitive scene in any game. Always. And I'm someone that I've seen full power Zoo, full power True Drago with 3 masterpieces, 2 whatever. Ginlock, Necros, all that shit. Rulers, all that shit. I never complained. Even as a newbie. It will not solve your problems complaining about decks that are unfair or not. The only solution is to seek a way to counter them. A deck has an FTK, alright. If you cry, Konami won't hear you and ban it the next day. It's up to you to find a way to stop it. That's why I believe that all this, crying about decks and stuff, it's pointless. It's pointless, guys. It's pointless. If Konami bans something, alright, they banned it, but they won't ban it because you cried about it. Yeah, people also cried about DP. Although DP with Anaconda was so fucking good. So fucking good. And with Dragoon, it was even better. I still remember playing Eldritch Invoke Dogma with Magician Souls and Anaconda in it. I've topped a tournament with that deck, if I remember. Like 2 years ago? Probably. Such a good card. But it deserved the ban. Yeah, generally, people will always complain. There will always be unfair cards, guys. Always. Konami knows how this shit goes. They will release unfair cards, and you will go buy them. They know that you will go and buy them, because if you don't, you will lose. You won't have fun. And in order to have fun in a game like this, when you play competitively, the only way is to win. And in order to win, you need all that crap. Konami knows that. Like I said before, it's like gambling. In my eyes, it's like gambling. 100%. I believe that Konami knows that it's an addiction for you. For me, it's not. Really, I don't care. I haven't played real life for a long fucking time, and I haven't missed it. But most of the guys right now would sell their fucking kidney to get 2 SP Little Knights for that deck. Chadley, yeah. Such a good deck and artwork. It was the first time I played a zombie deck, a zombie archetype deck. Eldritch actually made me do that. People will always cry. And most of the time, they will cry about stuff they cannot have access to. I've seen people cry about Little Knight right now. But what if Little Knight would be a $10 card? And everybody would have access to it. Would you see that many people cry about it? Because I doubt that. Most of the people cry about stuff that they can't have access to. That's what I've seen. That's why I believe that Rarity Collection was a really good set, because everybody got their stuff, even as a super rare. Doesn't matter. I believe that it was the best thing that Konami ever did for this game. That set, with all the droplets, talents, prosperities, all that stuff. Fuck the rarities. It was really good, especially for the new players that get in the game right now. If they do that more, often, I believe that they can actually improve in that part. You see, exactly. How many people are crying right now about prosperity? And how many people cried about prosperity before the Rarity Collection? Because the answer is very, very easy at this point. Right now, everybody can get a prosperity. Will they cry about it? No. You know why? Because all of them got the card. That's what I'm saying. Most of the people are crying about stuff that they cannot get. Most of the people. I'm not talking about FTKs because that's kind of natural. But think about it. Right now, SP Little Night is more than $100 or whatever. How many people would cry about it if Konami in January would reprint it, and you could have it with like $10? Nobody would cry about it because everybody would have access to it. That's what I'm saying. People cry about stuff that they cannot get, they don't have, and it's fair. It's fair, but that's a fact. As long as they are done selling Prosperity, in my opinion, eventually will go to 1. That's what they did. You can't have Desires at 2 and Prosperity at 3. It doesn't make fucking sense. It doesn't. In my opinion, they will leave it for now so the Rarity Collection sells, and after that, maybe in spring, I don't know, the pot will go to 1. It's that how Konami works. It's that simple. It's that simple. I believe that now that Konami has sold the Mega Teams, Fenrir can also go to 1 in the next list. I would be surprised if they wouldn't limit it. That's how marketing works in this game, if you think about it. The only reason they left Fenrir at 3 was that specific reprint in the Mega Teams. That's why they hit Magna to sell Joyce Worms. That's where like $10 later on. Like if you think about it, they hit stuff specifically for profit. It's not like a video game that they nerf characters or whatever, when the company doesn't have a financial profit advantage, let's say, from nerfing stuff. This is a card game. Cards have value. You pay for them, even as singles or in boxes. And this is the worst part about it, because it's very, very predictable from their part. To what to hit, so they can actually make more money from you. I mean, I'm like, when a card is broken, because Prosperity is broken, and the broken part about Prosperity is not in game 1, is in game 2. In game 2, you have to fucking throw Ash at it, because if not, your opponent will grab that side card that will destroy you. You know what I mean? It's not about going first game 1. It's about game 2. Prosperity can actually, on its own, win game 2 for you if you grab that board breaker or that combo piece or that side deck card that you need. It's more important in game 2, in my opinion, post side deck, or game 3. That's the best target to throw your Ash Blossom to. Because the other player has many, let's say, stuff to counter you. You don't want them to have access to them. And the Prosperity does that. Like, you start with 5 cards and you dig for 6. That's 11 cards. If you go second, it's 12 cards. There is no fucking way you won't get one single side deck card out of it. That's the broken part about Prosperity. Desires was random, and if you would play a combo deck, you couldn't play Desires in it, except if you would play actually 3-offs, only 3-offs. Desires was more balanced. Prosperity is not, and it's not about crying about it. It's a fact. Like if you play Labyrinth or whatever, and you have tons of floodgates, game two, and I have Prosperity and grab the Duster from Prosperity, it's game. That's what I'm saying. That Prosperity is way, way more dangerous in post-side deck. If you don't have a way to negate Prosperity, you may get fucked post side deck. I believe that. I've seen that. I did that, and people have done that also to me. You know what I mean? It's broken. And in my opinion, for as long as it's legal, play the fucking card at 3. 100%. Play the card at 3. In any deck. You want to see it. Especially post side deck, you want to fucking see it in your hand. And it's the easiest bait when it comes to Ash Blossom. Your opponent will have to actually ash the pot, and all your combo is free to resolve. That's another aspect that many people haven't thought of. This card does way too much. It's not only about drawing one card, getting a card from the next 6 and fixing your hand. Your opponent will be forced to throw the Blossom there. For example, if I play Invoke Dogmatica, alright, and I play Prosperity, and they throw the Blossom at my Prosperity, Alistair will resolve. Nadir Servant will resolve. And I will have all the board I want to win. I'm saying an example, of course, alright. So that's basically another important part of the card. It's broken. But Konami, of course, will hit it, and then they will release the next pot of bullshit that you will also need at 3 and will cost like $80 or $100. I'm not a prophet, but I know that. It's pretty obvious at this point. They will just go and limit this one, and after some months they will release a pot of bullshit that will make it draw 15 cards, for example, or whatever they will come up with. Yeah, exactly. The last YCS, some race player used Prosperity and the Manadian player allowed it to resolve, saving their Baron. They grabbed Super Poly and won. Just an example. Especially post game 2, you're fucked if you let it go through. Because there's no fucking way your opponent won't get one side deck card out of 12. No fucking way. I did that once to a Labyrinth player. They had so many, like 4 floodgates and one welcome or big welcome, I don't remember. And I played Prosperity, grabbed a Lightning Storm. Game 2, I threw the Lightning Storm, they flipped the welcome, I chained us, and the game ended there. Like, if they would have Blossom though, I wouldn't get it, so I would lose. That's why I'm telling you that on its own, the card can actually give you win you the game. There is no doubt about that. especially if we are talking about uh, post side deck. Because going first, you don't really care. You may like leave it to see what they can do, or if you have draw and stuff. But post side deck, you can't. You may pay the price. Desires is way more balanced, in my opinion, because you don't know what you're drawing. Secondly, you banish 10 cards, and that can be deadly in a combo deck. OCG is basically a different format. If you think about it, every good combo deck is dead there almost. Like, wait for the upcoming list. They will also kill the next ones. OCG hates combo decks. They are more control based. If you think about it, they'd rather leave floodgates at 3 than boss monsters, or, you know, I believe that they will kill also, or kill, whatever, weaken rescue ace later on, Centurion and stuff like that. That's how OCG works. OCG, when it comes to making money and profit and stuff like that, they won't. They aren't like the TCG Konami, like they would, because there you can get the cards very cheap. They don't cost a fortune. Like, if I'm correct, I saw somewhere SP Little Knight being a super rare, something like that, while in here it's like $100, if not more than that. So OCG doesn't care about hitting stuff to make profit. They hit whatever they think that it's, let's say, bad for their game. But at the same time, they care about their players way more than TCG Konami. It's like, consider it as like a completely different game. It's not, they are not as greedy as TCG Konami. TCG Konami, as I said, only care about the profit. So their ban lists actually have to do with that mostly. That's what I believe. They love leaving floodgates because they support any new control deck. Generally, always OCG was a control like type of game. Generally, like, whenever they saw a combo deck dominating, they fucking slaughtered it. Like, there were, if I'm correct, also Invoked was had semi-limited meltdown and limited mechaba or something like that. Like, they don't really care if something isn't as toxic. If it's happening frequently and that often, and they will slaughter it. Like, you are like the Brandy deck right now in the OCG, maybe 5th or 6th, but if you take a look at it, they have like 4 or 5 cards limited, and most of the Brandy decks right now in the OCG play the puppet lock, and that's their win condition. In here, the deck can actually win without the puppet. I've seen endless lists win without the puppet. While there, because I saw the latest lists that topped, most of them had Maximus in there, with all the bullshit that you have to run the extra. So, playing a deck and actually relying on a puppet to win, in my opinion, is not that good, let's say. Thanks, Jared. Yeah, he's doing well right now. He's fucking snoring like a truck. Yeah, branded Invoke Dogmatica is something I'm considering doing later on. Honestly, I will always update Invoked. Always. I don't care about how good it is. It's like it was my original, let's say, uh, competitive tech. I will always update it. Uh, I mean, yeah, for now it's doing good, but unfortunately, the cancer that it has, it can be cured. Right now, I can only, let's say, maintain it with very good nutrition, supplements, many walks and stuff. But that's about it. There's not much I can do with the chemo and stuff. I tried to contact the company. The thing is that, and the bad thing basically is that, in order to get the medicine, you need to actually be there because it doesn't have the license to get outside of the US. So you need a vet to actually examine the pup and write a script in order to get it. If a vet tries to just, write a script and you won't be able, and he doesn't actually examine the pup, they may lose their job. It's very risky. So, in other words, there are two ways to get it. Because if I actually try to buy it and someone sends me the medicine from the US, the medicine will be destroyed in the custom. It won't go through. They will fucking destroy it. And it's something that's kind of fragile. So, you actually have to go there, get it, and bring it here yourself, or have someone there that can actually bring it here. So right now I'm actually working on that. Find someone in the US that at least can get a script from a vet. But it's very risky because it's illegal. Without examining the pup, it's illegal. That's the biggest problem I have. I've started chemo on the dog. He got his second dose yesterday. He's doing great, actually, because he's only 4 years old. So he's not an old pup. He's strong, he eats very well. We've started a keto diet. He basically almost eats whatever I eat because I go to the gym. So protein-based nutrition. Uh, because when you have this kind of disease and you're doing chemo, you will lose muscle, you will lose weight, and the only way to actually fight back, is to actually gain weight through calories and through protein. It's like the humans. No vet told me that. I found out myself. So right now, as long as I feed him well, because he eats way way more than me right now, and that's basically one of the side effects from the therapy. Like the dog is always hungry and always thirsty. So right now he eats a fucking huge amount of food, huge amount, like chicken, liver, tuna, everything. But he's really good. He's in a good mood. We play all day. We go to walks and stuff. And honestly, I'm really, really proud of him. But it's very sad because it cannot be cured. Like to tell you the truth, the vet gave me at most 1 year, at most. So I try to, let's say, maintain the situation with the nutrition supplements, stuff like that. But I'm pretty sure later on I will need the US medicine. That's why I'm searching for it from right now, because I may not have the time later on to actually get it. It's very very difficult. It's probably the most difficult thing right now, and I've tried so hard. Like I've talked to so many people. I've contacted Elanco themselves. I haven't slept. I haven't slept, guys. I haven't slept at all. Like I'm sleeping like 2 hours per day, 3 hours at most. I can't sleep. So that's a kind of pretty much messed up situation right now. Um, and it really hurts. It really hurts. Like there are times I wish that would actually happen to me, not the pub, because I never gave a fuck about myself, honestly. But I don't think that a pub that it's like 4 years old deserves all this. He hasn't lived that much. He hasn't seen the world. I haven't had much time with him, and that's what fucking hurts because it's not like 10 years old, you know. It's only 4, and that's what fucking hurts. And I'm not a guy that will go and get another pub instantly after that. I wouldn't do that, you know. So this hurts a lot. I won't lie. Like I've lost my sleep, my appetite. I go to the gym and I feel like a hollow right now. Like I'm not in the mood to make content and nothing. The only thing I actually think about is the pub. Like making happy, spend as much time as I can with him, make him happy, you know. Because in my darkest times, my most difficult times, he was there, always there. And trust me, I have a really really big story behind me, and it's not bright. It's very sad. I have a very very big sad story behind me, and this pub was my only friend on all that. So I don't really want to abandon him or anything. I'll fucking do everything everything I can to actually get the medicine for the pub. But right now I can't find a way. Like it's so fucking difficult because it's a fucking new medicine that hasn't come out of the US. Not even in Canada. That's basically near. They can't get the medicine because it needs a license. So it's very very difficult right now. And thank you for your messages, guys, because I try to read all of them, at least most of them, whenever I have the time, on social media, Twitter and stuff. They kind of help. I won't lie. I really, really thank you. I believe that branding camera is kind of better right now because of the non than branded bestial, because of the space that it has for the non-engine stuff. I try actually to enjoy all this time with the pub. Not gonna lie. I try to make him feel as comfortable as possible. Um, which I always did, honestly. Like it's not like I'm doing something different now. I didn't. Like he got everything he needed all this time. So I basically do whatever I always did. I just spend more time with him, but it's not enough. And the fact that it can't be healed drives me fucking crazy. It's so fucking sad. So if you have any pet, go and hug them, hug them, basically, because you never know. You never know, and it's very fucking sad. You can't imagine how shitty situation was in here when I learned about it, because I got a phone call about the results of the blood tests and all that. You can't imagine. I'm still crying. No, not gonna lie. I'm still crying. It's very sad. Because as I told you, it's very young. It's not a 30-year-old dog. That's the problem. will you consider playing Master Town, the new Illusion Master in the Gov in Brand Chimera? I have to actually see that card, and because I haven't really followed the game since last month, honestly. I have to catch up uh, later on, but right now it's not my priority. Like, I'm pretty honest with you. But indeed, thank you very much for your kind words. They really help. So anyway, I'm about to actually close the stream right now. Honestly, I didn't expect to actually last longer than an hour, but you guys kept me very, very good company, and I appreciate that. I hope that I was also a good company to you these 3 hours. I will try to actually stream more often, whenever I can. And as I told you, we can discuss about anything. It's not about Yu-Gi-Oh. I don't want to focus only on Yu-Gi-Oh. Honestly, if you have life problems, just throw them in the comments. We'll also discuss about them. So thank you for watching. Thank you for being with me tonight. I will try to also stream another time that Loki will be awake, so I can show him to you. He was very tired today. We did some long walks. So thank you very much. Stay safe, and see you in the next stream. Good night or good morning.